Hello folks, this is Andrew Bennett with Insurance That Fits. I can be reached at 865-712-5711. I'm an insurance agent and hold licenses in Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Now, I hope if you're in one of these states and you found these presentations and find them useful, you'll give me a call, contact me so I can help you with your Medicare decisions. Now, this is the third in a series of videos I'm making to help you understand what your options are with Medicare. In our first two videos, we discussed Parts A and B of traditional Medicare. In this video, we'll be discussing Part D, which is your drug plan. Now, Part D plans, those are the drug plans, are run by insurance companies that have contracts with CMS. Now remember, CMS is the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. These companies have to have drugs available in every therapeutic category. But keep in mind, they don't all have the same drug list. They don't all have to have the newest, most expensive drugs. Technically, they don't have to have the oldest drugs either, though they probably will. But they have to have something in every category. And I tell you that because I often get the question, what happens if my doctor changes what I'm on or if I need a new drug? Well, the drug company has to have something in every category. So there will probably be something the doctor can put you on, in that company's list of covered drugs. And the list of covered drugs is called a formulary. So you may hear your doctor or pharmacist talk about the formulary. That's the list of drugs that covered. Now, you need to understand a couple other things about drug plans as well. First off, you're not required to have a drug plan. Second off, if you don't get one, a penalty starts to accrue. So although it's not required, it's heavily recommended. Now the penalty is really, really small, but the kicker is that once you do finally sign up for a plan, that penalty is going to stay with you basically for the rest of your life or till you no longer have a Part D plan. Now, when can you get a drug plan? Well, for most people, their first opportunity is when they turn 65 and go on Medicare. As you can see from this list, there's other times when you can as well, and this list is by no means exhaustive. There are plenty of situations where people are still working past the age of 65 and have health insurance through their company. So whenever they decide to retire and the coverage has dropped, they'll be able to go in and pick up Medicare at that point and a Part D plan. So if you have questions about whether you're eligible or not, just give me a call. I'll try to help you get a better understanding of your options. Now, all those options are really about your first time to get a drug plan. There's also annual open enrollment, which runs from October 15th through December 7th of every year. Now, when you get a drug plan, the companies cannot change your rates. They cannot drop you. Now, when I say they can't change your rates, they can only change rates annually. They can't change your rate willy-nilly whenever they want to. They can do an annual rate change. And they can't drop you based on what drugs you're on or end up on. Okay, I advise that people go in and examine their drug coverage at least every 2 to 3 years. Now, chances are the first plan you're on will be the best one for you for 5, 6, maybe 7 years. At that point, at some point rather, either your company is going to change its formulary or what you're on will change, or maybe some other company will have a better deal. But you never know when that's going to be. So get with an agent and check your Part D plan every couple of years. One of the questions people often have is, what if my plan doesn't cover a drug I need? What if I'm diagnosed with cancer? What if I have some crazy medical issue and I need a drug that's not on the list? Well, there's rules to protect you that these companies have to follow, and they're detailed on Medicare.gov. The screenshot here doesn't cover everything. It's basically just what would fit on the slide. Your doctor will typically help with the process, but you should get on Medicare.gov as well to familiarize yourself with the process and the options. Again, I'll be glad to help you get that information if you need it. Now, I want to show you this. This is a scope of sales appointment confirmation form. You can see it says that right there at the top. Now, any insurance agent you work with is required to have you sign this form 48 hours before they get into the details, plans, pricing, and benefits, okay? And it's required for either Part D plans or Advantage plans. Now, some agents use what's called a telephonic scope when they get your approval on a recorded line. Okay. Now, why do they need your approval? Well, too many agents have signed up people for Advantage plans when those people thought they were on traditional Medicare. So this paper says, right there in the middle, that the agent is in fact an agent. The agent doesn't work for CMS or the government. The agent works for insurance companies. And the form also says this agent is meeting with you to discuss either your Part D plan or Advantage plan. You have to initial those topics at the top of this form within before 48 hours before you meet. Okay, the way I work with most of my appointments is to either mail the scope in advance of the appointment, or often I have two appointments. The first is just general education, pretty much the same stuff that's in these video presentations. Then I come back after I get the scope and do the actual enrollment. So this form, it doesn't require you to work with the agent or buy anything from the agent. It's not committing you to do anything. It just allows the agent to tell you about specific plans. Now, when I work with people to find the best drug plan, my first step is to use the online tool at Medicare.gov, and that's where we put in your prescriptions, we put in the dosage, how often you take it, even your pharmacy. It generally becomes clear very easily which plan is the best one for you. If it's a plan I work with, then we go to that company's website to enroll you, and if it's not, the site gives us an 800 number and you can call in on it to get signed up. Now, obviously, doing that way, there's times when I don't make a commission on a Part D plan, and that's fine. The commission on these plans are pretty small, and it's the same commission regardless of what plan you're on. And I'd rather miss that commission than have you on a plan that doesn't really fit your needs. And there's plenty of agents out there that use this same methodology. So if you're working with an agent that's only showing you plans from one company, then I'd look elsewhere. Okay, actually what I would do is call me, and that's what you can do too at 865-712-5711. How's that for a little commercial? Anyway, in summary, what we've covered on this video is what a Part D plan is, the most common times when you can sign up, that there is an exception process if a drug you need isn't covered, and we've also touched on the best way to find a plan, which is through Medicare.gov. So I thank you for your attention, and remember, give me a call. I'll make time for you.